Studios.
100.7 WMMS, Cleveland.
It's time to give stuff away. Hey, hey, it's free stuff for you.
All right, have you been out to Blue Heron Brewery in Medina, by the way? I only ask because the Ohio Craft Brewers voted it the best brewery in the state. They got a great menu, a lot of good seasonal dishes, great patio, power. That's a plus. So if you put it together, a date or a girls' night or whatever it is, dudes hanging out, they'll take care of you. Reserve your spot now, BlueHeronMedina.com. And I'll give you a $50 gift card to get you up and running, okay? You get my last one of the week here, so good luck. Caller 10, this is yours, 216-578-1007. Or 800-348-1007.
Clevelanders are damn proud of their city.
Cleveland!
But come on, you were born here. He moved here.
This is a man that has endured real torture in a foreign setting.
So who's the real hero?
I would hope people would listen to our heroes.
Alan Cox.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Your name is your wanting, and you can't play in the man's game, you can't close them, then go home and tell your wife your troubles. Because only one thing counts in this life. Get them to sign on the line which is dotted. A, B, C. A, always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. AIDA, attention, interest, decision, action. Attention, do I have your attention? Interest, are you interested? You close or you hit the bricks. Decision, have you made your decision for Christ? And action. AIDA, get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you gonna take it? Are you man enough to take it?
There's Alec Baldwin getting in Jack Lemmon's face. He's getting in everybody's face. He's getting in Jack Lemmon's face, the late, great Jack Lemmon. He's getting in Alan Arkin's face, the late, great Alan Arkin. He's getting in Ed Harris's face. Al Pacino's out selling. Glengarry Glen Ross, one of my favorite films of all time. It was a David Mamet play that they made into a film, and they're making it a play again. Did you see the announcement about that?
No, I didn't.
Do you remember Glengarry Glen Ross, the film?
It's
so
fantastic.
It's going back on Broadway next spring.
I wish it would have been, like, the message of the film had been that the true lead was the friend you had along the way.
All of his like cursing and expletives and
that the real friendship was more valuable than anything they could have sold.
Yeah. There were a couple of movies in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when Alec Baldwin was like full-on megawatt Alec Baldwin, where they would just bring him in to do an amazing monologue and then he'd be out. He did it in Glengarry Glen Ross. He played kind of a tertiary character in a movie called Talk Radio. He was the program director in the film version of Eric Bogosian's play. But they're putting Glengarry Glen Ross back on Broadway in the spring. Kieran Culkin. You know who Kieran Culkin is?
Yeah, he's in, what's it called?
Succession.
Succession,
Yep.
that's what it's called.
He's Ricky Roma. He's going to play the Al Pacino part. Bob Odenkirk is playing Shelley Levine. That was the Jack Lemmon part.
That is great casting.
Bill Burr is Dave Moss.
That's fun.
That was the Ed Harris role.
Yeah.
All
this
of them.
This is different for Bill Burr, too.
Yes.
Like he's been in movies. He directed a movie, all the stand-up, of course, but a live play I don't think he's ever done. That's fun.
Kieran Culkin and Bob Odenkirk have won Emmy Awards. Bill Burr has been nominated for Emmys and Grammys for his comedy albums, obviously. Bill Burr, to me, kind of represents the tail of the comet of the last pure stand-ups. because the guy, I know he's done like a lot of other things for a long time, but he has proven himself to be a lot more versatile, I think, than people give him credit for. So I would love to see this.
Well, he's also willing to step out of his comfort zone. He's also put the work in to become a better actor and learn that stuff. It's not like he's walking in off the street going, "Oh yeah, I could do that."
Yeah,
he does a lot of acting classes, and he puts himself through the ringer to make sure that he's going to be good in this situation. Because when he's in dramatic roles, he's very good at them. I feel like in movies and TVs, when he's doing dramatic stuff, it hits harder than when he's doing comedic stuff. I
think that's true of anybody doing. I think any funny actors who do drama, if they're good at it, comedy's harder to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's real good. He did Breaking Bad, and he would show up in The Mandalorian. There wasn't a whole lot for him to do in The Mandalorian, but he was good at it.
He was good at it, and then he was the best part of that Pete King of Staten Island movie.
Oh, Pete Davidson thing.
Yeah, the Pete Davidson movie.
He did Old Dads, and
but he was great in the King of Staten Island. And that was like a little bit more comedic than dramatic, but it still was like he played it very straight.
I never got around to seeing it.
It's worth watching just for Bill Burr.
Yeah. But so they're going to restage Glengarry Glen Ross in the spring with those guys. And I'm a huge David Mamet fan as far as plays go, as far as writing goes. He's a good Chicago boy, but it's like when I was in high school and college, there was always some David Mamet play being staged somewhere, and they were just the way he writes and his facility with the language is just awesome.
I remember
love Glengarry Glen Ross.
Seeing that they were going to do this in a local production, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah,
and I said, "Nice Mamet."
Yeah.
Thank you.
For the tub scene.
The dude abides.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, those are the three actors they've announced in the casting. I guess Odenkirk and Bill Burr, I don't know if they had any scenes together, but they were both in Breaking Bad. Yeah.
And did Bill Burr make any appearances in Better Call Saul?
I feel like he did, but I don't remember.
I got 3 seasons in and never went back to it, but I need to finish it because I heard it's all right.
Yeah, this will be Bob Odenkirk and Bill Burr's Broadway debuts. So, yeah, that's very exciting. I would like to go see that. But it's been done a lot of times. You know, I mean, like they did Glengarry Glen Ross probably 20 years ago on stage, and it was Alan Alda and Liev Schreiber, and they did it with Pacino again and Bobby Cannavale and all these people who've been in and out of that play and that film. But Jack Lemmon's gone. Alan Arkin's dead. Who else was in that movie? It was Pacino, Kevin Spacey. Of course, he was the office manager in that and great in it. Jonathan Pryce, that actor is still alive. And Al Pacino, despite what he looks like, is still alive, to the best of my knowledge. So that might be worth figuring out how you can get tickets if you're a fan of that film or that play.
Oh, those are going to be pricey.
Yeah, of course. But we haven't seen anything on Broadway. And again, I'm not a huge live theater guy. I'm not, because most of them are musicals, and I simply cannot abide those. I like Book of Mormon. I saw Wicked 100 years ago. I've seen Phantom, just like everybody else. Les Mis. But those are the ones that like you kind of have to go see, I guess, or a girlfriend takes you or something like that. But as far as live theater goes,
I think
that's not a huge priority for me. We went to go see.
I wish I could go more. I love it.
Yeah.
I saw Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcast.
That's what you're playing video games. Playing video games all day.
Dreamcoat last year. I thought that was really good. I saw the Pretty Woman.
These are at Playhouse Square you saw?
That one was at the Beck Center.
Oh,
and
yeah.
And my buddy was in the cast, but he's also done some of the stuff that has been at Playhouse Square, too. He's a local actor and performer.
I literally don't think I've seen a live production since. Well, we saw American Utopia on Broadway a year and a half ago. But
I've never been to Broadway
to
see one.
Before that, I don't think I'd seen anything since Book of Mormon, and that was probably 10 years ago. But I'd love to go see
it.
It was great. It was
so
awesome.
fun. There was an old lady sitting in front of me that was losing her mind.
In a good way or a bad
In a
way?
great way. She was just laughing so hard when they do the C word song. She was just, she could not stop. Like, her laughter was the perfect kind that was infectious and just making me and my girlfriend at the time laugh even harder. It was a great night. I saw Wicked. Wicked was fun.
Yeah, it was fine.
I liked it.
I saw Phantom twice. First time, I had to go see it twice because the first time I fell asleep.
I fell asleep the first time
My
I saw
girlfriend
it.
was very upset.
Well, I saw it when I was a kid. We went and saw it in Toronto when I was a kid, and I fell asleep because I was a kid. And
Was that with the Paul Stanley production?
I don't even know.
Oh,
I just
okay.
know that it might have been. It was probably like mid-90s.
Yeah, he played the Phantom
Yeah.
for the Toronto run, I think.
Oh.
No, I saw it in college with my girlfriend, and then a couple years later, I went with some other friends and managed to stay awake. But I was like there with her parents, and I think her dad and I were both sleeping. So I felt, I didn't feel great about that. But
Christine, you like masks and deformities?
no, I think that he
He
did
played
all
pretty
right.
straight,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did. Yep, because he's a good singer, and so they. I mean, clearly he had to do something to get the role.
Here's Paul Stanley as an Applebee's waiter.
Hello, my name is Paul Stanley. I'll be taking care of y'all tonight.
Hi.
Is anybody celebrating a birthday?
No.
How are you all feeling?
Fine, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? I can't hear you.
We're doing quite well. Thank you.
Would any of y'all like to start with an appetizer such as grilled chicken wonton tacos?
Honey, appetizer? No, I think we're good.
Or maybe you just like to get started with some alcohol?
You know what? I think we'll just order our entrees now. I'll have the Bourbon Street steak, and my
Okay.
wife will have the
Yeah.
chicken Caesar salad.
Okay, that sounds nice. Oh, I'm gonna be right back with some waters.
That would be great.
That was Paul
Stanley as an Applebee's waiter.
I think he'd be great at that job.
Well, he's a very versatile performer.
Yeah.
Whether he's taking your order or telling you what the weather is going to be, he's
From the Weather Center, meteorologist Paul Stanley.
All right.
How's it feel out there, Paul?
Feel good.
Can you be more specific?
Clear blue skies, but you know it's getting a little cool out tonight.
How about the humidity?
Hi.
That's the weather from meteorologist Paul Stanley. Paul will check in with you again next hour.
Cool.
Can
we
you
could have
pull-
used him when them tornadoes are ripping through my neighborhood.
Yeah, right? The siren. Can you play the original stage banter compilation that's all based on? Because I'm sure there's customers listening right now that are so lost because they've never heard.
There's a video on YouTube called 45 Minutes of Paul Stanley stage banter that's pretty good.
Toronto! You feel good? All right then, listen. You know, we may be under clear blue skies, but you know it's getting a little cool out tonight, but that ain't gonna stop us, because if we try hard enough, we're gonna get this place.
Hotter than hell, of course.
Yeah.
Is leading right into the. And I can dig in at any point in this 45 minutes, and it's gonna be gold.
Oh yeah,
And
that's the beauty of it.
because Paul Stanley in his onstage banter, not prone to expletives, you know,
We don't have to worry about it.
We
Yeah.
don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I said we're gonna get this place hotter than hell.
Yeah.
Some things we haven't played. It's what's called Lover All I Can.
I like the old ones.
Takes a double gun. Oh, if we get this place in a hotter tonight! We're gonna have to call out. We're gonna have to call out.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
You get the idea that he's
It's on you. You like to talk in between. I mean, we saw my son and I went to the Kiss farewell show here in Cleveland, and there was some of that.
Yeah.
But again, those guys are much older, so I think he was saving his voice for the singing, which I would
Makes
fully
sense.
expect the guy to do.
Right.
They really pushed it to the limit. There's also a great video on YouTube. Paul cringes at Ace Frehley's jokes for 2 minutes and 7 seconds straight. Ace Frehley, of course, the guy with the most problems in the original iteration of Kiss. Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons always prided themselves on kind of being the OG straight edge guys in rock and roll. Now, they would bang anything that moved. So this whole, like, you know, Gene Simmons, and they've both been on this show many times over the years, and I love them both. But Gene Simmons always kind of looked down on the people who were engaging in, like, illicit drug use. But I was like, all right, but sex is a drug, too, you know, in a hormonal and chemical way. And
that sounds like a good Kiss song.
Sex is a drug!
Get that together perfect.
You ready to have some sex is a drug? Yeah! Woohoo! Ah, you get a little bit cool tonight. Sex is a drug. Say it with me. Sex is a drug. Sex is a what? Drug. Sex is a drug.
that's good.
Does anybody here like cocaine?
They didn't do that.
Yeah, no, but they would do if sex was a drug was a song.
Oh, yeah, right.
But it's like, well, I don't indulge in any of those, but for me, sex is a
That's
drug.
right. Yeah.
All right. Hey, anybody like who likes to use their penis?
Woo! I call it my love gun.
It's my syringe. Woohoo!
All right, anywho.
Coke! All right, Toronto!
Boy, he loved Toronto. I mean, I do too. Toronto is one of my favorite cities in the world, but he really loved Toronto. That's why I thought it was so strange that one of their first big hits was a song called Cold Gin, because those guys didn't drink. It's a great song. It's Cold Gin Time Again. But yeah, they were famously not into, they saw drugs and alcohol largely as the downfall of every one of their contemporaries. And Ace Frehley had big problems. And so he was the first one out. And the other guys were like, hey, you know what? You can go do your own thing. This is the Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons show. And if you want to be around, just the guys
play by the rules.
Yeah, the guys further down the line when Kiss real, you know, Bruce Kulick and Eric Singer, those guys knew what was up. Those guys were like, we're just happy to be here. We got nice big houses. Mm-hmm. We're in good shape. Hey, Woody.
Alan.
I knew us talking about Paul Stanley would throw up the bat signal for Woody.
Who likes vodka and orange juice?
Vodka and orange juice.
Woody
How many
does.
people in here like a little bit of vodka and tonic? Yeah!
Absolutely, brother. Hope everyone's safe after that giant storm. I've got piss poor reception out here on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, talking about Kiss.
You know what might help that piss poor reception out there on the lake? A little cold gin!
And some operational Wi-Fi!
There's a band Kiss. I've always been a huge fan, and I've never bought an album from them. But I've seen them 5 times. I was just in the right place at the right time, and I think we talked about that before.
Oh, good for you!
But do you remember when I first started calling into your show? I don't know how many years it was ago, but trying to win Cleveland Cavaliers tickets, and I did a parody of a Kiss song to win Cavs tickets, and I started off with,
yeah, he did a little Heavens on Fire to try to impress everyone, and I don't know that it did.
I think it was a turd, but it was. But that was a long time ago, man.
Well, everybody got beat by Kaylee and Whatever It Takes, right? She was the one
that
years
one was just
ago.
catchy song.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Cavs are gonna do. I said Cleveland's gonna do. I said we all got to do. I said whatever it takes.
All right, listen, Woody, am I going to see you tomorrow out at Circle K?
Yeah, you better believe it, McMillan. I'm
All
going to be
right.
there ordering my Mountain Dew, and I will see you soon.
All right, thank you. There's Woody. He's out there on the east side, and I'm going to be out at the East Lake Circle K tomorrow, giving away tickets for Captain Fun's Floating Fandango. So that'll be from 11 to 1 tomorrow. I got to take a break. I will have a pair of tickets for the Alan Cox Show cruise for you after this break. So maybe you can't make it to Circle K tomorrow or next Saturday. Maybe you can win a pair here, all right? Anything else, 35192 to text me, and we'll be back.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
Everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app or whatever smart device you have.
Just tell me to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
Win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Starring Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Gwen Stefani, Halsey, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,